starting. Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Welcome back. I didn't know if you were going to say it. Sorry, we're a little rusty. Only been, 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Welcome back to No They Shells. I'm Michelle.
I'm Rachel.
I'm so glad to be back. Sorry, I'm a little under the weather. So I might need
I think we were both had allergies this week, so.
Man, it was rough. So, do you want to start with your fun trip to Alaska? Like what you got?
So, in Alaska, I obviously go to bookstores no matter where I go.
Obviously.
I went to one in Canada, which was pretty cool.
Oh, that is cool.
It was nice, and I should have bought a book there, but I did not. But oh well. I took a photo of it. I'll post it on our page.
Alright, that sounds cool.
But the only book that I did get was...
Luggage space, I get it.
Yeah. Is Strange Stories of Alaska and the Yukon, which is like ghost stories, I believe.
Oh,
and like
okay. That is actually really
things
cool.
like that. So, and it's like 200 pages, 150 pages.
Oh, cool.
So.
And then I assume you haven't read anything besides the podcast book because you were on vacation.
Yeah.
Okay. I was a busy bee, and I've read 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 books while you were gone.
Good job. I'm proud of you.
I missed our, things. I'm like, how do we fill the void? Books! So, we both actually read, well, I don't know if you read Mouth before we went to go see the author.
So, I'd read it, like a couple years prior.
Okay. I read that before we went to meet him and picked up his new book. We posted a picture on our Facebook page. It was Joshua Hall. So I read Mouth and prepare for, what is this, the author's, writing style and stuff, and I ended up picking up his next book, or second book.
Well, I think it's his third, but his first one was nonfiction.
Gotcha.
I believe.
Okay.
I could be wrong.
I don't know. I just know I thought it was his second book, so that would make sense if he wrote a script, or which he normally does,
So he wrote the script for the movie Glorious that has Ryan Quanten, I think is his last name, Jason from True Blood.
Yeah.
In it, and J.K. Simmons.
Oh, pretty cool. So it was really exciting. Rachel and Kyle invited me to go meet him, and Mouth was actually really good. I liked that book.
Yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah. It's small synopsis is hole in the ground, it's a mouth that eats people.
Yeah.
Pretty much. It ties into some other stuff, but if you want to check it out, I definitely recommend it. I read a smut book called Kane's Promise by Victoria Gale. It was a motorcycle, romance.
An MC romance.
Yeah. Yeah. So she's on the run, abusive family, he protects her. Gush, and then I also read For Whom the Bells Tolled by Jalison Lynn. She was really big on TikTok during COVID. She came out with the help desk. It's hell and then a P on the end because they're in hell.
Yeah.
And she's kind of receptionist, and I think it's really cool because she's like, I got a customer experience and I can talk back because it's fucking hell, and there's a little bit of spicy romance in there. I wouldn't say it overshadowed the whole story. Something like romance or just smut,
Straight smut, yeah.
But I really did like it. It kind of tied into some stuff that I'm dealing with right now, so it kind of felt closer to home than I should. And then I read a couple manga, Crueler Than Death, Zombies.
Zombies.
It's no. Basically, this girl wakes up and she doesn't know what happened, and she was a zombie turned back into human, and she and one other person was the only people that got cured, and so they're trying to take it to the main last human civilization so they can make more. there's only 2 manga out, so I need
So
to
that's
pick
all
up.
you get.
Yep, I need to pick up the second one. So, Glass and Sass was a really short, like, prequel to Laura Greenwood's Amethyst Wand Shop Mysteries. It was okay. It was like, I was expecting something different, and so basically she gets in trouble for making a wand out of unauthorized material, and her grandma's license get revoked.
Okay.
And then they sort it out. Maybe if I had read the first book I would understand more, but I hadn't, so. And then another manga that I read was The Strongest Sage with the Weakest Crest. God, these people with their long names.
Yeah.
It
we're
stresses
gonna
me
see
out
this
a little. So basically, he gets reborn into another magical world, and he really wanted to get the crest he has, but everyone else sees it in the realm as the failure crest, like, oh, you ain't gonna amount to no shit, you know? And he's like, I'm knowledgeable. So he just blows shit out of the water, and, you know, major, he's like OP as fuck. So, sorry, I watched the anime with it as well, so. Okay. And then the last one, so I don't bore you guys to death, Daughter of the Pirate King. It was actually pretty interesting. So she's obviously the daughter of a pirate king, and she's like really super badass, but how she got there was not the greatest. Like her dad was like, gotta teach you. You need to learn stuff. So he like shoots her, and he's like, you need to know how it is to be, you know, like fucked up. You know what I mean? It's like practical skills, but like could have been handled a little better, you know? So he like basically just shoots her, and he's like, well, you need to know what a bullet wound feels like, and you also need to learn how to fight wounded.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, and she's also half siren, and a fucking cliffhanger from hell, which leads into obviously the second book. So I think there's 2 or 3 out now. So that is all the books I read.
And I read nothing.
Well, you were on vacation, so like I wasn't expecting it, but I wasn't honestly expecting to read as many as I did. I mean, I could have read more, but then I kind of got sick, so.
Yeah, the allergies hit me hard on Saturday, and then I was like down for the count.
Yes, no, about the same. Saturday and then Sunday, I was like, I don't want to do nothing. And I'm still kind of feeling it. I mean, obviously you can hear it. But I'm getting better, so that's all that matters. So, are we ready to get into the podcast books?
Yes.
Cool. Sorry, I'm a little energetic. I'm like...
So, our first book for this month is The Savior's Book Cafe Story in Another World. And we read 1 through 5.
That's a complete series. There are no more of that one.
Well, that's good. Because it was hard to find anyway.
For some reason, which I don't get it. The author is Kyouka Izumi.
Yeah. And on here it says it's based on the novels by.
Yes. So manga has started doing this thing where they have they're called light novels.
Mm-hmm.
And basically it's the manga in book form.
Yeah.
And then they kind of go by, like, if there's a light novel, there's also a manga. But if there's a manga first, they're also coming out with a light novel. I don't understand it. I prefer, obviously, the manga version, because why wouldn't you want pictures?
Yeah.
I'm just saying. So yeah. I think the light novels, there's only 3. And then the manga version, there's 5 manga.
So kind of like the webtoon that we read.
Yes. This is actually based on a webtoon. That's my key facts. Like, I was like, while I was researching some stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I just found it weird. I was like, it was a web novel. So it started out with a novel and then adapted to the manga, which is kind of unusual.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I love it, so. This was our romance pick.
Yes.
I don't know if you said that, sorry.
I don't think that was.
Okay.
So do you want to go into the first volume?
Sure.
Okay. You're going to pronounce names this time because I am awful with Asian names.
I got you. Okay. So, the main main character, obvious't, well, the girl main character, since it's a romance, her name is Tukitsma. Yes, there we go. And then the main love interest is Il? This is Il.
Oh, yeah.
I'm not really sure how that translates, and I have no idea. He's also the captain of the knights.
Yes. And then he has his friend.
Borge?
Yeah.
I think that's a German name. He's the second in command. And then that's the first book of the character series.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, you get the prince a little bit in the first one.
Yeah, but he's not
And
important.
then the whiny savior. And God.
Yes. God or the deity. Yes. So, Tukitsma dies and gets reincarnated. And
I read it like she got snatched out of her world and then just dropped into this world. And God was like, you're going to be a savior. She goes, I don't want to. I'm 30 and I want to just be.
Which Phelps is like, come on now. Yes. So she's just like, no, I don't want this. Why would you do this to me?
Yeah.
Yes, I'm sorry. Some of the I can't say that word. Never mind. The reincarnation ones are usually like the main character dies in like a tragic way, or like a really like, God, we fucked you up, man. Sorry.
Yeah.
You know. And then some are just kind of like plucked out.
Yeah. She kind of got plucked
Well,
out.
Yeah, she got plucked out. And she comes into, obviously talking to God, and he's like, I want you to be savior. And she's like, nah, no, I don't want this. And so basically he's like, well, I guess I can pick another savior. It's nice to have maybe a backup plan.
Well, wasn't the other savior already there and then she got picked because the other savior wasn't learning anything? She was a spoiled brat. I think that's what happened.
Okay, yeah.
If I'm remembering correctly.
I haven't reread it in a minute. So yes. Maybe?
Yeah. I believe that's what happened.
Yeah, because the king's just like, learn magic, and she's like, no. I just want all the privileges of this, but no work.
Yes.
Yeah.
And then God was like, oh, well, if she doesn't learn magic, something bad's gonna happen.
Yes. So then he picks her up, and she's not all about this. So she puts like the seal, God's seal of being the savior, on like the back of her head, like behind her hairline, and he's like, no one will see that. Yeah. That's the point. And so she's like, I want this. So she makes the god give her like this like land and bookstore
And this magic thing that she can search for like Google and
Yes.
automatically bring it up.
Yes, like I love these types of manga where it's just like anything you can dream of, you got it. It's like, why can't that be reality? So she kind of built her own cafe, and I think she actually built up her magic skills into like cooking, and that's why her food is so good.
Yeah. She also, I think, had some kind of clause that she wanted to learn it easier so that she could learn faster.
Yeah, which
There's like 3 or 4 different things that she asked God for.
yeah. Yes. And this is like my life. That's what I want to do. Like bookstore, cafe, food. Yeah. And she like makes it where the books can't get wet or food on them, and I'm like,
Or damaged in any way.
can you do this to all mine, please? Because that'd be fantastic. Like just the little things. Like you wouldn't think about that. Like me and you would, because we're like, no, books away from drinks and food. Like what is good? But like she's like, yeah, it's fine. And I'm like, you thought of everything. Like, yes. So she doesn't get like a lot of business starting out, obviously, because she's like in the middle of fucking nowhere.
Yeah. She secluded herself.
On purpose.
And then she's running a business.
I mean, she doesn't really need the money per se, but yes.
Yeah.
So I think the captain actually goes out there because of like it just randomly popped up, and he's going to investigate, and then he's like, oh, this is nice. So he just like, oh, I gotta do work.
Yeah.
Which I love. So he kind of goes there to escape, like, the hectic life of city life and, you know, being the captain.
And the other savior who's driving everybody nuts.
Yeah, because he has to deal with her because, you know, obviously he's the captain of the knights, which obviously are ruled by the prince. Yeah. Let's see, what else? I think then Borg comes and interrupts, like, he's like, oh, this is where you've been spending your time, right?
I believe that might be the second one.
Is it the second one?
But it could be the first one. I'm not 100%.
I know, once you start reading, like, they just blend together, kind of. But yeah, I think the first novel, first volume, just kind of goes over her making her, like, book cafe, little nuances with that, and it's out in the middle of nowhere, but they have heat, and the grass doesn't have snow on it ever, and I'm like, why can't this be reality? Like, anyways.
And they're in a winter kingdom.
Yeah, so she has, like, this little, like, the captain's horse, like, she makes, like, this little grazing place for it, and I'm like, well, we are missing out here. That's all I'm saying. I think...
And then the other savior starts messing things up more and more.
Yeah.
And
she's not wanting to learn. She's just like,
yeah,
it's okay.
And the prince goes, you're going to learn this or you're going to get kicked out, basically, I feel like.
Yeah, pretty much.
And it's by this, like, solstice celebration. It's some sort of celebration that she has to learn magic by.
Yes, because I think you have to, like, renew, like, a big bubble around the kingdom kind of thing, like a protection shield.
Well, they don't have that in the first one.
But that's what she has to do by the solstice. She has to learn the magic to make the bubble because it, like, kind of disappears from the last savior.
No, in the first one they don't have the bubble at all. She makes the bubble at the very end of it because the savior, like,
fucks it up.
Yeah. The other girl.
Yeah.
The other girl, like, basically explodes.
She was kind of useless anyway.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, that's the end of the first book. Sorry. Second book.
Also, in the end of the first book, she tells him that she loves him, and then the savior explodes, and then she has to fix everything, and she's like, oh no, he's not gonna like me because I'm the savior now.
Yeah, so, but she does tell him, and then he chooses to keep it a secret.
Yes. Because
of her wishes. Like, oh fuck, she saved the kingdom. I guess I won't tell her. But he also is starting to develop feelings for her too, so it's very mutual.
They're in love by the second book.
Oh, 100%. Like, 100%. And then the other savior, is that the second book, or is it the third?
That's the third.
Third. Okay, I'm getting ahead of myself, sorry.
But the second one, let me see. I'm going to refresh on the second one because I don't think much happened in this one.
No, it's just more of, like, her...
Maybe that is...
Maybe that's in the second book. Because there was the old savior, wasn't it? Or no?
No. This is mainly just her, like...
leveling up.
Yeah,
he got injured. And then everyone realizes, like, her magic potions are, like, the best. Because she's, like, doing so much magic. She's leveling herself up. And they're all like, we need these orbs of healing.
Yes.
Like...
So she starts helping everybody. She gets to know his second in command, Bjorn or whatever.
Bjorn, yeah. And then I think this is it the second? No, you're right. It's the third book where the new savior comes in. So they're just kind of like, he comes, Eels comes to, like, the bookstore, obviously to see her. He gets injured during a big fight, and that's when she kind of, like, starts making the orbs because he's like,
yeah,
like, this is fucking amazing. And she's like, well, I can make some. And she's like, fucking boxes full. And and everyone's just like,
It's like boxes full every single day, too.
Every single day. And they're all just like, oh my god, we're gonna put this in store. Like, they're like in awe of how much he can make and how many, like, how good they are. So they're just like,
I think the second one is kind of more of like a filler book.
Yeah, it's more of showcasing like them getting to know each other more, even though, you know, they're in love, but basically hammering out more of their dynamic.
Yeah, and you get to get a little bit more of like the kingdom and how it's all snowy, and there's another kingdom that they're not allies with. And everybody's trying to find the savior that made the bubble.
Yeah. Which we know as the reader, it was Tukina. Sorry. Yeah, and she just doesn't want the attention, really. Yeah. And Eel can kind of understand that, because he's like, yeah, I get it. It's like, all that is cracked up to me. But soon, like, most of his, like, knights and everyone come to the cafe, because they're just like, her food's good, and it's quiet, and he's like, it's not now, get the fuck out. So yeah, 2 was kind of more of a filler, but I felt like it was needed a little bit just to showcase, like, how she helped the kingdom, even though she didn't want to be the savior.
Yeah.
And then 3 is when
you get the new savior that comes in.
Yeah.
This guy that's on the back of the book.
Yes, his name is Yoto. Yeah, he's sent in a little bit after the MC because the god kind of was like, got another savior, and he's really taken with Tukina, and kind of like crushing on her, and he doesn't know that she's kind of taken.
Yeah.
And then Eel kind of like, no, this is mine.
And he's kind of the opposite of the other savior that came in.
Yes, he really wants to learn. He's really eager to prove himself. So with the bubble, he feels like he needs to, since the bubble's in place, he feels like he needs to learn faster to recreate the bubble just in case it goes down.
Yeah.
So he's just like, I need to learn. I need to do stuff. Like, can you teach me? And she's just like, I don't think she teaches him.
No. Because at this point, he doesn't know that she's a savior at all.
Yeah, no.
Either. I don't think he ever finds out. I think towards
the end, isn't it?
His second in command find out, but I don't think he might find out because he was there at the same time too. Yeah, he does. Mm-hmm. He knows.
Yeah, it's a little bit later. I think maybe the next volume, because it's kind of hush hush until like something big happens.
So in this volume, he's kind of learning as much as he can.
Yeah,
and then
the savior.
A mysterious person that's been following both of them around gives him this book that's supposed to be great magic.
Yeah.
And
it's a trap.
Yeah. And they were attacked a couple times, and he was helping them like kill the wolf monster things. But then a bunch of like dragons come. They're winged creatures. I don't know if they're dragons per se.
I mean, close enough.
Yeah.
It's a fantasy, like, so anything's possible.
So, dragon-like creatures. It's not completely said what they are. So
yeah, but they come because of like the book's power, right? Because he uses it.
Yeah.
And it's not supposed to, like, it's dark magic, maybe, kind of.
He uses it and it breaks the barrier, and then they have to fight off the dragons.
Yeah, like the demon, whatever you want to call him.
And he's passed out because he used a bunch of magic, and she used her magic, so she's passed out.
But they persevere, okay? But I think that's when people,
that's when they find out.
Yeah. They find out that she is, like, really powerful, but they don't know she's the saint because her thing's hidden still.
Well, only
suspect.
A couple people find out at this point, and then they keep it a secret from everybody still.
Yeah. Because Eel's like, I will kill you.
Yes.
I think it's Borg's the only one that knows, and then maybe someone else. I think it was... Bran was the spy that gave
Yes.
Yoto the book, yeah.
But he doesn't have a name until the 4th one.
Sorry. Sorry, my bad.
I'm trying to keep all of this straight because there's a lot.
Sorry. I'm not helping, I guess. My memory's not as good as I thought it was. I was like, yeah, no. I know what happens in the 5th one.
Yeah. Okay, so the 3rd one, Yuta, or however you say his name. Yota. I read it as Yuta because that's how it's spelled.
I mean, kind of close. It would be passable.
Takes down the barrier on accident, and then she fixes it, and then he gets sent away to train in another allied country.
Yes.
And that's pretty much the end of this one.
Yeah.
And then the 4th one, Bran.
Yeah, Bran is like the spy from Hager.
Yeah.
That non-allied country.
That could be a male, could be a female. They never say on that one. So, non-binary character, here we go.
I mean, that's pretty good, yes.
Yeah.
So they've taken kind of, I wouldn't say a liking to the main character, to Kina.
Yeah.
It's different saying it out loud than you're just like reading along, you know?
Just glaze over the names and like, that's that person.
Yes! Sometimes I do that when there's too many characters thrown at once, or, you know, I'm obviously not talking about it, so it was a little different. Yeah, so Bran, which is non-binary, which I love that terminology, since we don't really know, it doesn't really say. And I think they end up finding out that Tukina is the savior.
Yeah. I think they knew before.
They just didn't have proof until the bubble reappeared.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they were the spy in the 3rd one, obviously.
Yes. Yeah.
And they gave the book to the other savior, the male savior that's gone now.
I mean, still alive.
I mean, yes. But he's sent to another world. Another kingdom.
Yeah.
So, Bran gets more familiar with her. He keeps showing up to the cafe. And
so does God. God just shows up randomly, like, hey, you doing good?
And she thinks something is weird with Bran because they eat a ton.
Yeah.
But they're from a different country, and she doesn't...
Obviously, she's from a different country.
Yeah.
Different whole space spectral.
I think this is the one with the flower festival, too. I read both of these 2 days ago.
Yeah, where he gives her the crystal flower. Is that what you're talking about?
Yes.
It's like I love you. Yeah.
I got it wrong. Is this the 3rd one?
No. I think it's at the end of this one because she's wearing the flower.
This is the one that looks like it has the bubble, so I don't know. Whatever. It happened. Is 5 the one with?
I know what you're talking about, though, because he gives her, like, the crystal.
Yeah.
It could be. I'm not sure.
I think we skipped a volume, but I don't know.
That's alright.
Because this is all the spy stuff with Bran. Like, they find out. Yeah.
Did we skip one?
3.
I think we just upped the timeline. Because I think the second one, there's Bran. And then he tries to... Yeah, this is where she makes the bubble again. And then 4, this is where she brings like all the potions and stuff. and where he gives her the book, there's the crystal flower.
Okay.
Oh, he gave the flower that day. It's so sweet. Yeah, this is where... So we basically moved forward the timeline a little bit. Sorry, guys. So we already really talked about 5. Okay, so the end... Whoops! So we're not good at this one. Okay, at the end of the novel, they get married and live happily ever after.
Yes. And Brandon's a spy, but he's
He
a
converts.
spy robot type thing that has a jewel in his chest.
Not sure why.
But he, like, sacrifices their self
Mm-hmm.
To kill all the other, like, savior, semi-savior
Yeah.
robot things. I don't
Yeah.
know what to call them.
Yeah, the Hungary, or the other country, whatever his name was, they were making, like, robot, non-binary.
Fake saviors.
Yeah, yeah. So, yeah, he did sacrifice themselves. Sorry.
And Bran kind of dies, but doesn't die because she brings him back
Mhm.
because he used all the juice from his jewel chest.
Yeah. So he turns, you know, he turns good?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I don't know what the term is for when a spy...
he helps them out
Deflects.
regardless.
Yeah. Yeah.
But they can't be at the wedding because they're technically a spy.
Yeah. And that's how the book ends.
And then they get married.
Yes. And they both, she continues to still run the book cafe.
Yes.
So, you want to go into ratings until you fuck that up?
Whoops.
Sorry, we were too anxious and got a little ahead of ourselves there. Okay, so, what was your rating?
So, overall, probably a 3.5.
Okay.
The first 2, I was like, I don't know if I'm into this.
Fair enough.
Because it was a little too, like, everything came a little too easy. Like, they fell in love a little too easy.
I
Like,
get it.
she had all the powers at the beginning, so she didn't really have to work for any of the powers. But then as the books went on, like, especially with 5 is 4-star for me. Because it got a little bit more interesting. You got a little bit more characters.
Mm-hmm.
Like, the world got better to me.
No, I gotcha. That is the one bad thing about manga, because I feel like the first manga is, like, usually really strong, and then kind of dips, and then kind of goes back up.
Yeah.
But my overall rating was a 4. Obviously it's a reread. Well, I haven't read it again. But I usually reread them when the new one comes out. So I've read this probably 3 times. Can't tell, but I did. I just really like the story, but I get what you're saying where, like, she's too OP in the beginning, and then I feel like she's too OP in the beginning, and then she has to, like, actually work towards the end.
Yeah.
So I get what you're saying about that. Spice level 0.
Yeah. There was
There's-
nothing.
I mean, they kissed, but that's about, like, all.
I mean, there was a story in the
like
the
a
back
Mm-hmm.
that had tiny mentions of spice, but that's it.
Yeah.
It's
It was definitely no spice at all. Okay, so that's the first part to our podcast. The second part is our horror pick for this month, since we had to mash them together.
yes, and it's this chunker right here, Tomie, by Junji Ito.
See, I can't say his name to save my life. Any other one, throw at me. Nope, not even gonna try. Tomie.
Yes, Tomie. That's the character.
700 pages, by the way.
742 pages.
I thought it was 711 pages.
No, 742 pages.
Prove me wrong. Fact check me, yo.
Okay, so that doesn't have a page number.
Yeah.
40. 1, 2.
You know what? You proved me wrong, I guess.
Okay.
That's right.
So, Tomie is the main character and the only character that's in every single story in this book.
Yes, kind of, yes.
Yes.
Yes. So, this manga kind of has the stories kind of, some of them intertwine, some of them are standalone, and some of them kind of come back after a couple chapters.
Yes.
The intertwining kind of part. Some are continuations. I think, like, especially the first part of the book, I feel like some of them kind of bleed into each other. Like the chapter 1 into chapter 2. And I think that's it. And then the next 2 chapters go in together.
Yeah.
So where do you want to start?
Okay.
I guess is the question.
Let's start with Tomie.
Okay.
So she
What
is...
she? Yeah,
yes.
who she is, kind of, yeah.
She's a girl that continuously gets murdered. In almost every single story, she gets murdered. And she comes back every single time.
Yes.
Most of the time, they cut her up into pieces.
It's a recurring theme.
Yes.
So if you're not into that, it's definitely not the one for you.
Those pieces that get cut up turn into her.
Regenerate and multiply anytime anything is cut off. And we're talking body part or hair.
Or blood.
Or... Yeah, me too, yeah.
So anything.
Yeah, anything you can think of.
Okay. So the first story starts with her...
Origin story.
Yes. Her and her best friend are walking with their class, I guess. And she goes off to speak with their teacher.
Yes. Which, his name comes up again, so let me just say it. Mr. Takagi.
Okay.
Takagi.
Her
If you're gonna
teacher
remember.
and her have a relationship.
Yes.
And not in the platonic way.
Yes.
That's the best way to put it.
Yes, she sleeping with her teacher. Like, yes. So that kind of, before you even get into, like, her personality, like, as a reader, you're like, oh, she's a hussy. Like, that's the first kind of thing you get. Like, she's pregnant, or, yeah, she's pregnant by the teacher, and obviously sleeping with the teacher is kind of like, okay, so you like male attention.
Yes.
So that's kind of the vibe that I think he's wanting to give right off the bat.
Well, I don't know if it's right off the bat because, first of all, she is the victim in this situation because the teacher is older than her.
That's true.
She's the victim in all the situations. She is murdered multiple times. Also true.
Sometimes it's
She brings
warranted.
it- yes.
But yeah, in the origin story, yes. Not.
So,
Yeah.
the teacher and her get into an argument about their relationship.
Yes.
And he pushes her off a cliff ledge.
I thought it was the love
It might
interest
have
of
been.
Tomie.
Yeah, it was the other kid, wasn't it?
Yamamoto.
Who is in love with Tomie, but she doesn't love him.
Yes. And he, like, tries to pull her off the teacher, and he's like, you're corrupting her! And accident, she fell. And the teacher's like, this is my moment. You don't want him to go to jail, guys, right? Like, come on! So he kind of convinces the whole
class.
42 people. I only wrote that down because I thought, like, this sets a tone for the entire book, okay? So yeah, he has the women go be the lookout, and they have the guys take off all their clothes and just cut her into 42 pieces and disperse around the city when they come home after the...
Yeah. And I think her best friend gets her heart.
Yes. And she drops it on the bridge.
Yeah. And then it's news that she died. They don't know how she died. The townspeople don't know how she died. And then all of a sudden, the next day, she shows up for class.
Yes.
Completely
freaks everyone
fine.
out. Yeah, freaks everyone out. And as readers, we don't know. Like, in the beginning, it opens up with, like, her funeral. She passed. She was dismembered. Don't know why, who, what, when, where. And then the next day, we're like,
She's back.
She's here. And then following some things, then it kind of does a flashback of what happened. And you're like, oh, this is why everyone's, like, freaking the fuck out. Because the teacher's always like, oh no. So, like, he's, like, freaking the fuck out. And kind of, like, literally kind of goes into a mental episode.
Like, she broke his brain. That's what happened.
Yes. And I wanted to know, like, she fell and they were starting to cut her and she was still alive.
Yes.
I just wanted that to be known.
So I'm gonna just tell you, Junji Ito is intense. It's horror. Definitely horror. 1,000%.
Yes. This is my first ever reading anything by him. And yeah. I have not read anything that fucking dark in manga ever before. Like, I'm not even joking. Like, I've read some really, like, gory zombie ones. That doesn't even... No.
Yeah.
No.
It
makes me really rethink everything to do with horror.
Yeah. It's intense. So if you're...
Very intense.
If you're going into these, be prepared. He is the only author that... And it's not this book, but there's another story in, I believe, Fragments of Horror that almost made me vomit.
Oh my god. We'll talk about that later. I want to know. Anyways, so that's literally just the first chapter, and it's called Tomie's origin story.
Yes.
And so, as you can imagine, everything that follows, because like the second chapter is her friend. No, it's not. Never mind. I'm not even there yet. Am I?
I think so.
At the end of the first chapter, her best friend, who is Reiko, yeah. It just sounds weird because Reiko, there we go. They moved. That was her best friend, and she was the one that threw her heart in the ocean. She moved, like, a city near the ocean, and Tomie still found her, and that was the end of chapter 1. And I'm like, oh, okay, this is gonna be a doozy of a line. Like, ooh. Anyways. So, do you want me to go a little bit more on, like, Tomie's powers and how she acts, or do you want to go into a couple of the stories? Their chapters, basically.
Let's talk about Tomie as a whole.
Okay.
So she obviously can reincarnate herself, regenerate herself, whatever you want to say. But also, those copies of her want to kill the other copies.
Oh, yeah, that's very important, yeah. So I take it as, I don't know if you'll agree with me, as Tomie's so conceited, she can't have someone else that looks beautiful like her, taking the spotlight off of her, even though it's the same fucking person.
Yeah. That's
how I took it. And she was like, nope, you need to burn, and that's the only way to destroy the,
Kind of.
Like...
Because there's that one where there's the ugly brother, and he cuts off her fingers.
Yes.
And then they burn...
But they don't burn all the way. I think that's what we're supposed to know.
Yeah.
Because they're, like, kind of disfigured. But I honestly think she did that on purpose.
Well, yeah, for sure she did it on purpose. But, like, he threw her fingers into the fire, and then they sprang up, and the only one that was, like, disfigured at the time was the pinky finger.
Because it's not this one. It got the most burn damage on it. Yeah. So, like, we don't actually get any answers. Like, obviously, as readers, we find out, like, oh, so she kind of regenerates or something, you know.
Yeah.
We actually don't get any concrete evidence or facts until
The hospital
5.
one?
No, the mansion. It's because Mr. Takagi, who's the teacher, escaped the mental hospital
Uh-huh.
and then is living in the mansion. And he's just like, because he's experimenting on how to destroy Tomie, because he wants to destroy her, obviously. So he says, like, Tomie wants to be desired. The harder they fall, the more they just want to cut her up into pieces, and then she begins to multiply against her will.
Yeah.
That's, like, the first concrete, like, this is what is actually happening.
She also has power over guys.
Yes. Like, she can kind of...
Any age, really.
Yeah, any age.
So, they become very, very obsessed with her. And the less attention she gives them, the more obsessed they become.
Yeah, and they kind of become, like, weak because they stop taking care of themselves. And how do you say it? Junji Ito does a really good job of, like, in the beginning, the men look normal. Like, are drawn normal. And then as, like, the story progresses and she gets more, almost like soul-sucking kind of feeling, and they're, like, really bad under-eye bags.
Yes.
And the more they're possessed, or more they're, as time goes on, they just look skinnier and more gauntly and woo.
Yeah.
So yeah, she can, but she wants to be desired, and she wants people to love her, and if you don't, she will do anything to get you there, because she needs that validation.
Yes, but after you love her, she's like, no, I don't want you.
Yeah.
Like, every single time.
Every single, there is not an instance where that doesn't happen in the entire series. Is there any story in particular that you found interesting or you wanted to talk about?
So the little kid one was a little fucked up.
Boy?
Yes.
Yeah.
Hair was messed up too. Hair kind of freaked me out.
Really?
Yes. Because it's just like all of them like stuck to your face.
Oh yeah.
And it's just like, ugh.
Yeah, they had to, I think they actually had to surgically remove them, and then it was like wound in her brain, so there was
no way to get it out.
No.
And she just like becomes hair.
Yes. Yeah, which is that one. Yeah, I can kind of see that one. But yeah, no, the boy one where he's the 8-year-old boy.
Yeah.
And he finds her like all cut up in a cave. And he's like...
And then she's like, you can't tell anybody. And then she goes, I'm your mommy. And then he gets, like, so crazy. Like
yeah, she forces him to kiss her. And it's just like, no. Like, I don't know about this one. But yeah, so it ends up, like, the little boy actually ends up killing a man because, you know, the man becomes obsessed with Tomie. And Tomie follows him home. And the father sees her, and he's like, oh, she's so beautiful. Like, obviously already entranced. And then the wife's like, we gotta call the cops. And he's like, no. The husband's like, no, I'll go talk to her. And they never seen again. Ghosted.
And the boy kills that guy, and then he's just, like, messed up the rest of his life.
Yeah. Which I thought was interesting because, like, it was the first story that kind of gave more on the back end. So, like, at the end of the chapter, it kind of gave an update on where's the boy now? He grew up to be a felon. He grew up to be deranged, a violent felon. But he was gonna be a pillar of the community.
Yes.
Like, that's
intense.
Yes. She, like, leaves this, like, psyche scar on their soul, and, like, they can't ever recover.
Yeah.
Because any of the men that kind of, like, escape her, that don't end up killing her, or she, like, leaves before they can kill her, like, just have to keep trying to find her. The one that I thought was, like, the most fucked up was the chapter called Mamore, and it was about the sake.
Oh, yeah.
Woo! So set the scene here. The chapter starts out with this guy just beating a metal pipe in a bunch of meat jelly. Really?
Yeah, goo.
And I'm like, oh. And what does he do? Calls his friend, hey, help me dispose of all this. I'm sorry, Rachel. We're not that friend.
No. Well, on top of that, it's not just, like, one person worth of meat jelly. It's,
No.
dumpsters and buckets and, like,
Yes.
a ton.
It just shows in the first beginning of the chapter, it just shows him in the, like, his Japanese style bathroom, because it's all, like, tile, so it's easy to, like, clean, so there's no, I don't know, it's just regular Japanese bath. And so he's just, like, hamming away, and then he calls his friend, and then his friend's like, what? You killed her? And he's like, see all this? And he's like, oh, okay, I think I need to leave, kind of thing. And then he's like, no. And then he shows his, like, living room full of freaking trash cans full of her. He's like, you just keep multiplying.
And then the friend's like, I have a plan. And then they take it and they put it in freaking sake vats and mix it in.
Okay, so, like, this one, like, I was just like, I don't like this one. So basically, they're mixing it into the vats, and so it turns out it's his friend's, like, family sake factory. So he ties up his mother and dad, and just, like, and they're like, what are you fucking doing? Because they don't know it's a person.
Yeah.
And so as time goes on, she's obviously multiplying. They had to keep switching it, like, moving to other vats. So by the time this is done, the whole factory is full of Tomie sake.
Yeah.
And of course it's like, oh my god, it smells so good. So it's just like, it's permeating, like, Tomie, even though it's not physical form. So all the men, the employees that come in, because of, day shift or whatever, and they're all like, smells so good. What did you do? What kind is this? And so they're all just, like, mixing them up, and so the dad gets untied because he's like, what are you guys doing? I need to see, like ADHD, like, I need it, and so he's just like, this is really good, and they're like, it's meat people, and he's like, yeah, and then they hallucinate this, like, big ass Tomie and Tomie globs everywhere, and they're like, that was done, and they're like, yeah, I never had sake, like, give me that bad of hallucinations, and I'm like, it wasn't a hallucination, like,
You drank people.
that's the end of the chapter. That one was a standalone, and that one was like, I don't know.
Yeah.
That was my one where I'm like, nah, that one's not for me. I don't know about that. Mostly probably just because it was, like, drinking her, like, that grosses me out. Anything else I can handle? No.
Not that.
I couldn't do that one. Any other one that you were like, I don't know. I mean, the little finger one was kind of...
Yeah. It was weird because he becomes a criminal and he has to hide, and then they sprout up.
Yeah, it was interesting because that was, like, obviously I didn't feel like some of the men were, like, attractive.
Yeah.
Like, but the guy, the youngest brother in that one, was drawn so not disfigured, but oddly proportioned to make him look ugly, to exaggerate the ugliness. And of course, Tomie took that as a challenge.
Always.
And that's why she didn't heal herself to become, like, the ugly Tomie, I guess, technically. And she's like, oh, so this is what this is the type of woman you go for. Ugly? Like, disfigured? Like, like, she just took it as a challenge, 100%. But that's who she is.
Yeah.
So,
But it was very intense in some of these.
oh, yeah.
The old person one was kind of where the old lady was sucking on her skin.
Which I couldn't tell if it was, like, actually true or not. Because in the beginning, you see, like, their adopted daughter.
Yeah.
And they're sucking on him, but, like, was that just...
I think it was a rumor at first, and then she had, like...
She made it a reality.
Yeah. But the truth of the story was that the maid was poisoning the daughters.
Yes. Which I didn't get until I started typing my notes, and I'm like, oh, it clicked! It clicked because she wanted all the inheritance to herself!
Yeah. Let's see what other weird ones we got.
I thought the model one was, which leads into some more.
The one that he becomes obsessed with her and she's basically degrades him the whole time.
Yes. Yes, it's I can't remember, top model. And his name is Rio. And he's just like this famous like male model. And he's just like, hey photographer, you want to set me up with some chick? And he's like, I got you. I found this really pretty woman that doesn't want to be photographed. Red flag number 1. Anyways, you like my but yeah, that one was kind of fucked up because she was like, he was just like trying to get her to love him, and she's just like, you're not on my level, bitch. Yeah. Like, bye. And then like she gets mad because he like retorts at her. So anytime like someone like challenges her or like says something that she doesn't like, you're done.
Yeah,
you're done. So she gets one of her other infatuations to cut his face because he's a model. That's how he makes his money. And it is a pretty hefty scar. It's like his whole chin, and that's when he confronts her and gets pissed, and
he cuts her, and then he burns her.
Yeah, he cuts her, and then she wakes up and normal because she heals really fast, and she's just like, you're ugly. And
yep.
Yeah, so he ends up slashing her, burning his entire like, I think it's a house or apartment.
Yeah.
It's hard to tell with those. Burns his house down with her in it. Well, he kind of burns himself too. And so Tomie is just sitting out, you know, like by the roadside, I don't know. Naked, of course. And she's just like,
she's naked a lot.
Yeah, she's naked a lot. Like, obviously it doesn't show very graphic details, but everything else is graphic, like the whole meat situation. Anyways, and she's just like, you're uglier now, and that just throws him into a fucking rage, and he's like, I fucking get you, bitch.
Yeah. It always ends up with her, like, being dismembered, like, piece by piece.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. I think I lost some life on this video. I lost some pieces of my soul. I'm never getting back. Anything else you want to talk about? I had some more stuff to mention, but you're good. If you have anything
I don't think
else.
so.
I'm just going to go into the fun facts that I found out when I was researching this. I like to do a little bit of research just to kind of like make sure I understand the book a little bit. And I thought it was really interesting. Like, most of the chapters were actually published in kind of like Shonen Jump kind of thing.
Yeah.
it was obviously like monthly Halloween. I don't know. It's probably a Japanese thing, but the origin story was first originally published in February of 1987.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't realize, like, this is, like, 25 years of his work compiled into this. Yeah. So I didn't realize that, like, going into it. I was like, I thought the art style looked a little old, like some of the older manga. But I didn't realize at the time. And then when I was starting to research it and find the facts, like, he's been doing Tomie stories or continuations since the 80s. I thought that was really cool.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to, if you think about ones that have been running long term. Obviously One Piece. Dragon Ball Z come to mind.
Yeah.
I wouldn't have ever thought Tomie. Because to me, it's just in one book. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Well, Kyle said when they compiled it first in Japan, it was 3 volumes. So it wasn't a 700-page
that
huge
makes a
thing.
Little bit more sense. So yeah, this is like the American version, deluxe version with. I don't think it's all of them.
No, because there's one in, I believe, Fragments of Horror.
Okay, I was going to say I didn't think it was all of the chapters, but it's probably a lot of them.
Yeah,
maybe 80%.
Yeah,
because I think there's a couple chapters here and there I was like, I don't know those, or they're titled something different, maybe. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what else to say about it. I can go into some more chapters.
I will say, I thought when we picked this that it, I told you this earlier, that it was going to be more like Uzumaki, where, yes, they're broken up into like short stories, but they also like all come together at the end. And Tomie definitely doesn't.
No, yeah, I honestly don't like mangas that are like kind of like that, where they're kind of standalone, but then they're not. I want a clear definition, like, this is connected, and that did not do it. You kind of had to piece some of it together, like, because there was a couple chapters in the beginning that came back at the end, and I'm like, oh, it ties together.
Yeah.
But there's so much, like, in between publishing, so much time in between, like, obviously we didn't know that, but, like, yeah, I went in it not really expecting, I didn't know what to expect. Like, I knew he did horror really well, and some fucked up shit. Yeah, it shows. It shows in that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't have any other words. I really don't. So you want to go into the rating part?
Sure.
Or, I mean, if you have anything else you want to talk.
I don't think so.
Okay. Like we said, there was like, I don't know how many chapters. I didn't count up the chapters, but there are, I would say at least more than 10.
Yeah.
Or 10's a good solid. It has in the beginning. I just didn't write it. I wrote it down per chapter, but.
The last one. I think it's this one. Yeah, because there she is old. Fake old.
Yeah, fake old. It was all.
Each story is like 50 pages. I
Yeah.
will say that.
Yeah, as I say, it's pretty. I mean, there's some that are shorter, like The Babysitter. I feel like that was a pretty short one.
Yeah, Old and Ugly, but it doesn't give me a number.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
No, I think it's in the beginning, but I don't know if I had it numbered or not. Yeah, like The Babysitter one was super short. It was more of like, I felt like kind of like not like a throwaway, but that was more of just a standalone. None of that came back. Which, I kind of like the end of that one. With all the blood, it looks so pretty. Tell me, I agree. But you did. Well,
no.
Not that we know of. Maybe not. Who knows?
Come back.
She comes back every time. And then we have like the waterfall one that was kind of like
really messed up because they were killing.
Yeah, she was luring people into the suicide to jump into the waterfall to die. And then the Tomies surviving there we're eating them like fish kind of thing. And then just one night, all these naked women just like come out and disappear into the night. No one thinks to call anyone.
Nope.
Not even Ghostbusters. Like, come on. But yeah, like most of them are kind of, I don't know. I don't think most of them were standalone. They're intertwined somehow, somewhere. So
we got a little connection with some of them, but a lot of them were like straight. Like, this is that story.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. Okay, let's go into the ratings. Do you want me to do rating first since you did? Okay, so I gave the rating a 3.5 for some reasons. Some of the stories, like I said, I didn't think were like overly, it was just more like, nah, I don't like that, you know? But I wanted some more of just like the origin story and then standalone.
Yeah.
Not that I don't like it when it's intertwined, it's just really harder to follow. Like, when there were continuations, straight chapter into a next chapter, fine, I can do that. But when you start, like, here, and then there, and then here, I can't, it's hard for me to follow.
Yeah.
That's basically the only thing. That's why I gave it the rating I did.
So, I gave it a 3.5. My issue was it got a little repetitive. Because you got you know how Tomie works, you know what was going to happen. So, like, in the later ones, you're like, okay, well, what is new about this story?
Yeah.
It just kind of, like, got repetitive. And I think if I would have read a couple stories here and a couple stories there,
I would
have been fine.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Being in a deluxe version like that, that's the only downfall, is I wanted to complete it. So, you know, like, I just, you know... but yeah, I think bringing it up into smaller ones, so smaller like volumes, kind of like these manga, like I think that would have benefited from that.
Yeah.
Because I feel like there towards the end, I'm like, I know how she works. Why are we explaining it? You know what I mean? And I get it because they were standalones to begin with, published in different, you know, different places, different times. So I understand that, but to me, I was just like, okay, I know how she works, like you said, like, what's different about this, or what's elevated about this story that I didn't know 3 chapters ago.
Yeah.
You know?
It's hard when it's, like, serialized, like, you have a character that you just continue on. It's kind of like Superman, like, you wouldn't read all of Superman back to back.
Yeah. Yeah. Because there's so many different versions, even if you read, like, there's just so much.
Yeah.
And sometimes comics kind of go in this, like, tangent. I mean, kind of just like manga, where it's just, like, a story. And, like, in a lot of these ones, our next week's, there's a lot of, like, bonus stories that don't tie in. They just tie into the universe itself.
Okay.
So if you don't want to read them, you don't have to. They're not part of the story.
Well, I read the bonus stories from this.
Cool. But what was the scary score for you?
I'm gonna give it a 3 because it was solidly creepy in some of them.
Okay.
But some of them are like, okay, well, I just get how she works.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I get it. I gave it a 4.5 just based on that fucking Saki one. Like, that really, like, I was talking to my husband about it. I'm like, listen to this. And he's like, the fuck are you talking about? I was just like, you have to, like, hear me out. This is really...
And my husband's the opposite. You're like, what? I'm reading that.
Yeah, no, it was just like, no. I mean, if that wasn't in there, I wouldn't have gave it as high of a scare score.
Yeah. I think the hair one creeped me out the most because she just turned into a hair person. I'm like, no.
Hair coming. I think what really got you was the description. Hair out of every pore. I'm like, nope. No. No, but the Saki one, which is like, no, I can deal with anything besides eating people. Like, no.
So no cannibalism.
Which I don't know why I like zombies. No. Anyway. Alright, so that was our 2 podcast books. my giant list.
14 pages of Tomie notes.
Yeah. I mean, it was just like, how do you explain Tomie, how she works?
Yeah.
So I didn't feel like, I'm not gonna remember, Okay, so our next week's, we got a lot for you guys, so stay tuned.
And I started this one.
With your Alaskan.
Yes.
This is our sci-fi pick.
Yes.
Night of the Living Cat by, I think it's just by Hawkman. And the art is by Mecha Roots. I love. Yes. I'm not going to go into any spoilers with that one yet. Okay. And then, you want to do this one?
So, our fantasy pick is Kaiju number 8. And you're going to say the...
Yep. Masumoto.
By that person.
Yeah, please don't make me say it again. Yeah, this is our fantasy pick.
And we're doing 5 volumes of each of them.
Yes. Sorry, I didn't mention that. Night of the Living Cat only have 5 volumes out to date. Kaiju is, I don't know at what number at the moment.
I have no idea.
Let me see here. Okay.
And then we're going to break this up for a second.
Okay. We're going to go over our our October books, so you guys can read them along with us. You have plenty of time to get them or reread them.
Most of them are easy to find, I will say that. Even though they're...
Most of them. Yeah, okay. No.
Okay. So you want to go over our sci-fi pick?
Sci-fi pick. Okay. We're going to read The Hunger Games. Did we say what our theme was?
So next month there is a week in October that's fan book week. So we decided we're going to expand that and do a whole month of banned books.
Yes.
Or challenged books.
Yes. So The Hunger Games is one of them that is currently being challenged in most school libraries.
Yes.
Or anywhere.
Okay. And then our horror pick, we're going to do 2 books because they're small and they're children's fiction. I think most of these are actually YA.
Is that one YA?
Yes.
Hunger Games?
Hunger Games is YA.
Oh. I've not read it before, so this is a new one for me. Have you read it?
Yes. But it's been a long time.
Okay.
It's been more than 10 years.
Okay.
So we're going to do Goosebumps, where you picked One Day in Horrorland and Attack of the Jack-O-Lanterns. This is a re-released hardcover of One Night at Horrorland.
That's borrowing. Okay.
And that's by R.L. Stein, obviously.
Yes, obviously. Romance.
Yes.
Romance. We are going to reread Twilight by Stephanie Meyer. And Rachel's the one that actually got me into this series in
high school.
Yeah, high school. I was like, middle school, high school. So we're both rereading it as adults. So I'm
it's
really,
probably gonna be a shit show.
I'm really interested. I figured maybe like when we're going over the books, like talking about them, we would kind of go into the reasons why they're challenged or banned.
Yeah.
So stay tuned for that.
And then our fantasy pick is one of my favorite books.
Ooh.
It's A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I have a special dust jacket. It's pretty. On this version.
I've not read it. I've only read the Assassin's Blade Throne of Glass series. So this is a new one for me.
So
Ooh.
I know why this one's challenged, but we'll wait until...
Okay. Good.
And then we have an extra episode, and we're going to do 2 books by George Orwell. We're going to do 1984 and Animal Farm. I don't have my copy of Animal Farm because it's buried.
Buried? If you can't tell.
It's in a box somewhere. I'll find it. If not, I'll buy another copy. It's fine.
So it's going to be our October books and the rest of September. And I hope you enjoyed this
Double
episode.
episode.
Yeah, I was like, welcome back episode. And see you next time.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
See ya. Bye.